All right, we're here at Pizza Bruno here on a Tuesday afternoon. It's raining outside, but that's not going to stop us. Pizza Bruno is arguably one of the best pizza makers in Orlando. How long have you been doing it?
Long time.
Long time. Well, he's definitely the best around here, and he's going to show me how to basically make a New York style pizza.
New York style, home oven style pizza.
Oven style.
What we do here is Neapolitan style, which is a typical wood-fired pizza, and we cook at temperatures in excess of 800 degrees up to 1,000. Most home ovens can't get that high, so we're going to try to cook at about 500.
All right, and basically the reason that we're doing this is my podcast is going up against, well, he's not in a podcast, but he thinks of himself as the pizza master, Pizza Peisenberg, and I'm going to try to take him out in OneKAway's Spring Bake. All right, so we're going to make a few different styles. How do you make the dough?
So our dough is simply flour, water, salt, and yeast. We do a short mix on it, and we usually age it about 48 hours is our ideal aging time. The reason for that is allow the gluten to develop, and as you see right there, these bubbles start puffing up, and that's fermentation.
All right.
It gives a nice light, airy crust.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's start the first one.
Okay, so we're gonna start with like a basic like home. What I would consider like a home or like a New York style pizza cooked at temperatures ranging about like 500 to 550. It's gonna be a slower cook. And we're going to top it differently. We're going to keep it into about a 12-inch, which is usually like a personal size pizza, but for Neapolitan, that's normal.
All right.
So we have our dough ball. You always want to start with like as round as possible because you end up with a round pizza.
Sure.
It helps out a lot. We're going to flour both sides, knock off the excess. This just makes it easier to handle. Start a pizza. There's a couple different ways to do it. You can start with like, there's one way you can start with pressing out the top. You want to press out the middle and build your crust like that. You also take it, you push out, and you build your crust like that using your hand as like a guide. Create a round pizza.
All right.
So, and at that point, you'll have your crust, you'll have your center, and at this point, you want to make sure that you avoid stretching center because center is usually the weakest part and holds all the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
So, you want to make sure it's nice and strong, so we just like to push it out a little further, create structure. Flip it over, do the same. And at this point, we like to do what we call a flap. So we take our hand there, flip it over like that. You never want to poke it with your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like, it's called like a little dolphin hand flip. You want to take the dough and flip it 180 degrees.
Ah.
Like, you practice with a towel. So I say, when you get real good, you could just go like that. And you have that. And so from here, you're going to take it. I do this little technique where I take what was the bottom part of the dough and I flour it a little bit. This helps it come off the peel. Put a little flour on the bottom basically until it decides to release. And then since we're going to do a New York style or a home oven style, I got this excessively large peel right here. This is for messing around doing big slice pies, but you'll usually have like a 12-inch one. Be about that big. I can say this is probably 12 inches because I make 12-inch pizzas all day, so it's pretty similar. A little bit more flour. We'll lay our dough there. Make sure it's still round. This is our basic tomato sauce, tomatoes and salt. So we're doing a New York pie or a longer cook. I say New York pie because it differentiates between New York and Neapolitan.
Mm-hmm.
We want to use a little bit more sauce. Longer cook time, the sauce is going to reduce. Just so you know, you never cook pizza sauce. It's just really not done. Some pizzas or some variances, but you don't want to because it actually cooks well with the pizza.
Yeah.
So the flavor concentrates and everything like that.
That's awesome. And you use a 3-cheese blend or a 4-cheese blend?
Right now we're going to do 3. We don't have shredded mozzarella here because it's not what we use for Neapolitan pizza, but if you were doing a home pizza, low moisture shredded mozzarella is preferred, along with a fresh mozzarella, which we have here. We pull this every day in Neapolitan pizza. This is like super important, and we pull it every day because to do the important part of that is our moisture control. Mm-hmm. We want not a very wet product.
Sure.
So this we pull every day. We don't soak it in a brine. A lot of times you see it floating in water. We don't do that. It creates a lot of moisture, but you get it in the store, it'll be like that. We also have Parm, Pecorino cheese, hard cheeses, very important in pizza making and Italian cuisine in general. So what we're gonna do a little cheese pie. We're gonna start with Pecorino on the base. A little Pecorino. This is like dry and it's gonna caramelize. Not a lot of water in it. but it's a lot of flavor. So that, we're gonna do pecorino, which is a sheep's milk cheese, another hard cheese. Extremely important in Italian cuisine. And then we have our fresh mozz. And we're gonna try to do like pretty big dollops. I wouldn't normally do them this big if I was making Neapolitan pies at all. But we want this nice spread, you know?
And that'll melt down kind of into it.
This will melt and caramelize. You'll see the little dots. And then also at this point, you know, you could do, I would say, before the fresh mozz in the home oven, you do the shredded low moisture. So do low moisture and then the fresh mozz on top. We're gonna try to fill in these gaps. Like I said, this is way more than I would normally use on any sort of Neapolitan. This is like pretty a lot, but like I said, this is a longer cook, so it's not that hot.
And the key to a good pizza is always the finest ingredients that you could possibly muster, correct?
Yeah, great ingredients, some good technique, but ingredients really is important. Technique.
You hear that, Peisenberg?
And technique on the dough is important too, because that's really what you're gonna get your end result, and also the consistency of that product is super important, especially for a pizzeria working with. So
this one's ready to go.
Right?
All right, let's throw it in the oven.
So this one's all ready to go, ready on the peel, ready to rock. I did this little cheat thing. Here you go. Blow under it a little bit. You want to feel like kind of a little hovercraft action. Go right in the oven. Shake it right off the peel, nice and gentle.
And it's got its own little home right there in the middle.
Yep, right in the middle. And you can see the flames going on this, but on a wood fire, we're at about 600 right now. So it's still pretty hot. It's hotter than a home.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a little quicker.
All right. All right, so this is the final product. And look at that. It cooks fast too because that oven's really hot. That absolutely looks delicious. Let it cool, ready to slice. All right, so now I'm gonna make a pie and show Pizza Peisenberg how good it's gonna be. And this is gonna be the actual pie that I beat you with. So, the first thing we do, obviously, is do we already have our flour going?
It's already floured.
All right, so we're gonna get it nice and round.
You want to press it out. You don't want to be too gentle with the center. You really want to push through and feel the bottom. Press through.
Press through.
Like to the bottom.
Oh wow. Down. Okay, gotcha.
I'm gonna do that with the opposite side. Because what you're doing is creating like structure in there.
Mm-hmm.
The crust you want to leave alone because you want it to have these nice bubbles and everything like that.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to mess with that, and that's what's like a really nice and puffy crust.
And I've had your crust; it is delicious.
Mm-hmm. It's very important.
All right, so like this.
Right hand down.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready to flap it? Is that what you want to do?
However.
Okay, so what we do is take our right hand, we take our left hand, we flip it over, and now we have like a little tuck thumb action, a little flipper fin, and then we can just go slowly, and you just turn it one hand over the next, one hand over the next. You basically use the weight of the dough.
Already got a tear.
It's okay, we can fix it. We'll get the dough repair kit. It's in back.
The dough repair kit?
Yeah, it's in back.
Bringing out the heavy guns.
Yeah, you have to go find it. So just slowly, and you just let the actual dough do all the work. Gravity in the dough does the work.
All right.
Like I'm not stretching with my hands. I'm just letting it drape over it.
Mm-hmm.
And the natural, we've let it rest so long that these glutens aren't pulling back. That's important. It pulls a little, but you can see since we let it rest so long that we're going to put it down, it's not going to shrink back up.
Yeah. And I see how yours is definitely a little bit more even than mine.
Yeah, I do this a lot.
That's how that goes.
Okay, so simple. We're just gonna fix your little hole there, little dough repair.
All right.
So you got the bottom part of this. Well, we'll just run with this one. We're gonna flour this part, which is the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Rub it in there. Nice. You can see how the flour will reject, kind of. It'll soak up all it needs, and it'll reject it. And then at this point, flip it over. I gotta see where my bottom is. Oh, there's my bottom. Cool. And then you're gonna take your peel. I'm gonna scoop mine in the Neapolitan fashion. You're gonna do yours on that.
Okay.
Okay. So take your wood peel. All right. Are you left or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay, cool. Put that side down. No.
Oh.
Pick this up first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll pick that up. Put your peel down.
There we go.
So you don't hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There. So it's a small pie. So we're only going to take
one ladle.
One ladle. And watch my technique. I'm doing this in the Neapolitan fashion, so I'm going right on this stone. So we take a half ladle. We always want to start in the middle and use the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Push out. You just want to let it rest on the dough and push it out in a circular motion. You don't want pools or unevenness or anything like that. Nice, even coating of sauce. There you go.
All right.
So half a ladle.
Half a ladle.
Only need about 2. I'll do 3 ounces. So
Right there.
a little bit. Yeah, perfect.
All right.
That you should be able to push all that. Pour all of it. Pour all of it at once.
Right there. And then in the middle, we're going out.
Yeah. Nice.
We're going out.
Look at that.
We're going out. I have done this before.
You've
It's
done
just,
this before?
it's been a while. I worked in a pizza pie restaurant. I washed the dishes, but we didn't spin them like that. We just pushed them out. Yeah. I like that.
Nice, very nice. Very nice. Perfect.
All right.
All right. So you're gonna do your pecorino.
You went that way, that way.
That doesn't really matter. That's just your base. Just nice and even coating.
How much are we doing here?
You could do a little bit more than that. You're looking at about a tablespoon.
All right.
2 tablespoons, something like that.
Trying to get it everywhere. You're doing the basil.
Pecorino.
About the same amount? All right. Ooh, and I even already got some mozz in there.
Okay, cool. And you're gonna take that and you want to do about quarter-size pieces.
Quarter-sized pieces. I like that. About a peso.
Yeah. And you always want to start towards the all the way at the edge.
All the way at the edge?
Because when pizza rises, everything's going to push to the center. So you
All
always
right.
have to work from the farthest point out next to your crust in, because the end result is going to be a more even spread, and you won't have that big soupy middle.
And we're going to use all this cheese here?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it's going to be good.
Oh yeah. And you can see over here how the difference of mine, which is more of this is a Neapolitan way of making it. I don't add the hard cheeses until the very end.
Okay, why's that?
It's usually because they'll burn. We bend the rules and do it here before they go in the oven, but it's usually a very traditional way, especially if we're doing like this margarita here. This would be the Italian cheese pizza. That's the New York cheese pizza.
Okay, now what's this drizzle in here? That's just olive oil.
Olive oil. Let's keep the moisture. On Neapolitan pizzas, we use less sauce.
Okay.
So that's just to help with the moisture content.
Heard that. All right, so I think I've got mine pretty much ready to go here.
So good thing to do is always kind of take your peel and make sure you don't have any extra cheese, because that'll burn. You can always stretch it again when it's on the deck.
All right.
You get an extra little inch or 2 off it.
Heard
So
that.
at this point, you want to do your dismount into the oven.
All right, so now we're gonna throw her in the oven. Take a look at that, because it will look very different in just a few minutes.
Nice.
All right. All right, so this is what I love to see. I love to see this char on the crust. That is, to me, a sign of true excellence. Do you want to get a sound of us cutting it?
Go for it. You cut.
You want me to cut it?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Gotta go hard. Come in. There you go.
A little uneven, but it's my first pie I've done in 6 years. All right, so the only thing left to do now is to actually try the pizza that I intend to beat Pizza Peisenberg with in the spring bake. This is pretty close to what I'll be making at the OneKAway studios on Saturday the 28th, and I think that's pretty much open, so if you want to come see this happen live, please do. I'm gonna go for this slice right here. You want to get a slice of yours or no?
Yeah.
I'm getting this slice.
This one looks good for me.
Look at that cheese. Cheers.
Pizza cheers.
Good pizza.
Absolutely.